the monument to rabbit unstupidity. It is real. It is here. Compared to the monument to rabbit stupidity here. Very important lore. Anyways, I finished watching The Boys. The Boys is over. I finished watching it. And you know what? I am depressed. Am I depressed? Not really. I'm just exaggerating. This is hyperbole. This is not actually depression what I'm feeling. What I'm feeling is just okayness, you know? Is there a word for indifference, I guess? It's like I guess indifference is also not true because it's true that I do have thoughts and feelings and opinions about this the show, but wowee, wowee, did they find a way to not make it work? Look, I think The Boys has got to be one of the like most fumbled things in history, just because like it is. They absolutely fumbled the shit out of it. And you can't tell me they didn't because I mean everybody knows they kind of did. Everybody knows they kind of got pretty close to it. So how exactly did they fumble The Boys? You know, I finished watching the show. This is going to be a kind of a spoiler like full thing. So, you know, careful with that. And I hope I picked the right place. The point is, in The Boys, did I pick the right place? Close but not dice. It was actually around here on this spot. I don't know at what height I'm aiming either, so... So The Boys is basically this story about, you know, guy one day, a superhero runs through his girlfriend. He goes like, fuck. They gave him like $1,000 to shut the fuck up and not say anything. Um, and he's like not satisfied with $1,000, obviously. So in comes this guy called Butcher. He knows about this kid. He learns of his plight and goes, hey, hello, kid. It's me, Billy Butcher. I say cunt a lot, which I may have just demonetized the video, but it doesn't matter. No one is watching this. And he basically convinces the kid to like help him out at killing superheroes. Now they're superheroes, they have super strength and super shit, so they kind of have to defeat him. And it's just the kind of show that's kind of balls to the wall, brutal in a way. Like the whole story of the show just does consist of them showing you, look at all this blood we have sometimes. But it's not a bad show in many directions. Like, genuinely, the first season of the show was really, really good. And I think anyone who's, like, watching this show kind of knows that the show was pretty fucking sick in the first season. There was something about the characters were working. Like, they were imposing. They were, like, the kind of show that you would watch and you would actually kind of get nervous. I think I'm about to where I should be. I may have overshot it. Fuck. Point is, it's an interesting show, particularly the first season, which, I mean, I recall watching the first season and thinking to myself, oh wow, if this show keeps up this quality, I'm definitely gonna be able to, like, fuck with it heavy. And by fuck with it heavy, I genuinely mean fuck with it heavy. I was like all but ready to call it like one of the best shows of all time. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Iron? Sure. Some raw iron. A little raw iron never hurt nobody. Oh no, perfectly. Nice. Alright, that worked out. And if you're wondering why I'm here, I'm looking for geodes, alright? I just didn't find it was that important to say. There's like a big cluster of geodes that I noticed around this area. And I'm like, hey, this is pretty close to home. There's gotta be cool stuff about it. I can turn these off now. Hi. I pressed the wrong button while trying to change what I'm holding. But yeah, that first season of The Boys was impressive, to say the least. Something about the characters and everything in the world and the universe and what happens worked out. I need to turn off the data pack. So, you know, the initial thing is, yeah, the show mostly would have worked if it kept going with the first season. But then the second season, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the second season is particularly bad. I really liked the second season for a lot of the things it did. I really liked, for example, Stormfront's character. There's this character called Stormfront that she's introduced, and she genuinely is supposed to be like the excuse for why everyone is such an extremist now. Deadass, she alone just dictates what the entire show is gonna be afterwards. That's a little lame. Oh, I had to turn off the data pack. Alright. We found the fish geo. Let's clean this out. If I mine this normally, right, they just go. So, do I have an efficiency that's not fortune? Opening the geodes. So pretty much, yeah, as I was saying, I really like Stormfront, but I hate that she dictated that the entire show was now gonna be commentary about modern day politics in a way that just, oof, I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's kind of like the way the show goes. Why am I explaining this? I literally just said this was for people with spoilers. I literally said this is a spoiler-full review. And then I proceeded to explain what the show's about as if you didn't have an idea. Well, second warning, I guess. Full spoiler. My chip has been changed. I am now talking about the show normally. Ahem. The show fucking sucked. No, just kidding. Season 5. Season 4. Was it Season 4 or Season 5? See, I don't even remember. The last season kind of mega sucked. And it kind of mega sucked because it was fumbled to high heaven. I don't think I've ever seen a show get this, like, fumbled. Because again, the first season I was thinking to myself, oh man, this is like, you know, top of the line material. There are few games, few shows that I think will be comparable to this one. And lo and behold, many were comparable to this one. Sorry about the clanking in the background. I noticed it while editing videos. It just turns out, yeah, I never have a space to do this. I've done videos entirely about this. Today the clanking is extra loud. Is this a cluster? I don't think that's a cluster. I don't think this is a cluster either. Thing is, this calcite just kind of disappears when I mine it. Oh, but it's real pretty. And I do need calcite as well. So I might as well take it. I felt silent. Why? I don't know why. So let's start talking about the proper season as I should be because I was distracted up until now. Sorry. Because I'm gonna be fair. I think the show is like, I don't think they did a bad job, right? It's one of those endings that when I saw the ending to The Boys, I figured to myself, you know, they blundered it, they fumbled it. They did not do the best job they could have. And I agree that they should have done a better job. But I can't entirely be all that angry at the show. Because at the end of the day, the ending was exactly what it had to be, I guess. May not be the best way to do it, but it is what it had to be. And what it had to be is just an ending that kind of closes up a lot of the story, kind of similar to the comic. They kill Homelander. They don't release the virus. Butcher has to die for some reason because that's how it happens in the comic. But in the comic, it's real epic because he massacres his entire team, and I guess we don't have time to do that bit. So now he's just a fella, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, it is kind of silly and kind of dumb in many ways how they decided to handle the adapting the comic here in this scenario. And like in a way, I understand why people would complain because I mean I myself have my own complaints as you can hear, but I don't know if I'm angry at that ending. I think that ending's exactly what it had to be because that is just the way the show had been set up. If they wanted the show to end good, they had to take the reins on making the show good a lot earlier. And by a lot earlier, I definitely mean like season 3. Season 3 kind of correlate. No. Season 3 kind of correlates with the point in which the show started to lose quality and become worse. And so because we know that season 3 is the problem, well, is the start of the problem, it is somewhat difficult for me to argue in any way that that it's like fine what they've done. They really had to take the time to write the entire story properly, and they simply did not write the entire story properly. They only wrote parts of it properly. Um, Again, the first season and second season are like really good, and then after that, you're kind of on a wet blanket. So really, stop. This entire season should have been done very differently in order to kind of get back on track to what they wanted to get back on track of. Because I really don't love how they ended up handling it. So in my opinion, this season is really badly framed and it's just not done well. I think many people have pointed out how like they're never outside anymore. In the first season, they're outside all the time, which at the very least makes the world seem like it can actually happen. Like you can imagine the characters in the settings they are and whatnot. The fact that Homelander in the first season is not an idiot. He's still like designed to look for approval because that's literally how he was made, like by bot. So that's like not a problem to discuss. But then it's like, so yeah, that's not a problem that he is still a crybaby. The problem, however, that still exists is this whole idea of him being an idiot that was introduced later on. We know Homelander is supposed to be an idiot and a crybaby and whatnot, but it could have been better executed than what we actually got. Because eventually they just decided that Homelander has to be this metaphor for conservative culture. And don't get me wrong, it is like kind of relevant, like discussion. I don't think it's an irrelevant discussion that ouch. I don't think it's an irrelevant discussion that nobody should hear because nobody actually should care. It's like, come on. In all honesty, it's just normal. It's just normal. It's just normal, It is a good discussion of the stuff that they wanted to discuss. I don't think I can complain about the discussion being discussable. But they did get lost in the sauce of that. They did get lost in this idea that Homelander now has to be a surrogate for our thoughts about politics as writers. In a way that kind of undermines a lot of the show. And it just kind of sad. It's just kind of sad because, again, they were onto something. for 2 seasons, The Boys was almost looking to be one absolutely outstanding piece of media. And at the end, it wasn't. It wasn't because of this. So, okay, you're at season 5. You already had season 4, which to me is the worst season of the show. I don't think season 5 is as bad as season 4. Holy fuck, season 4. Season 4, yes. I think season 4 is just unarguably like an unmitigated disaster with constant shit. And then, like, this season has one total mention of the shit that happens in that season. One. There's one part where the writers somewhat acknowledge that they fucked up writing, like, Annie in season 4. Because they basically have this character that repeatedly has non-consensual sex with another by pretending to be his girlfriend. You know what? What am I saying? Why am I saying this character? You guys know this. The shapeshifter and Huey, and it's like they have that scene in, I think, episode 4 of this season where Huey actually goes like, what the fuck? It's messed up that she doesn't care about me. Like, I was practically raped. And it's like, oof. I mean, it's nice that they heard the criticism because it's true. I agree. I think it's more than fair criticism of season 4. That specific bit is just like genuinely messed up that they at no point thought to themselves, oh yeah, it's kind of messed up that we're framing as if the problem here is Huey because you were only thinking about sex and not thinking about me. As if bro wasn't deceived. And they acknowledge that, and it's like, okay, so they have a level of self-awareness about the show they're making and the story they're telling. And yet, this season just doesn't know how to do shit. It doesn't know how to kill characters. Oh my god, the way it doesn't know how to kill characters is borderline iconic. Like, how do they kill the characters? Because let me tell you, I don't think they kill the characters very well. I don't think they kill the characters well at all. You know how, like, episode 4 of the season has this moment where, well, the entire episode's supposed to be, like, tiny stories of the group, like, the 7 falling apart. Did I just break one of the important blocks? I don't know anymore. I'm so bad at cleaning geodes. It's the first time I clean one in, like, ever, because I never had to use this. But yeah, they're so bad at killing characters. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, but I'm laughing about it. I'm laughing about it, but it's not even funny. But I'm laughing about it. I think, you know, like, that episode should have been the one where you kill everyone. That's the episode where you kill the characters. Because all the characters featured in that episode die. They get a point of view showcase, and they die at the end of the show. And it's like, kill them there. Make that the big episode. You know, here's the deal. This entire show has constantly been threatening with this idea that Homelander's eventually gonna go commando. He's gonna go crazy, kill everyone. He's just gonna get tired and go full psychopath. And he does so, but, like, hingedly. He's supposed to have lost his mind. He's supposed to be the kind of fella who just blew a casket. That's what they were waiting. We were waiting for the moment where his mental sanity dropped and he realized, I can just kill everyone. Anyone who doesn't agree with me, I can just kill. And I don't need to be organized about it. I just need to kill everyone. Kill everything until they fear me and love me at the same time. Because I want them to do that. That is literally the entire thing that he wants to get out of the situation. So it would have made absolutely perfect sense if the story kind of unraveled in that direction. Have that episode be the episode where Homelander formally loses it. Have the episode where he obtains this superpower and becomes immortal and, you know, force Sage to alliance herself with the boys because of what happens in that episode. But they're just not willing to do that. And imagine how impactful that would have been as an episode. Just an episode where you start watching it, and the more time goes on, the more you realize, oh my fucking god, they're killing all the point of view characters. And then you get like, you know, Butcher's dog. Butcher's dog's name just appears on the screen, and you go like, no, no, because you know he's gonna die at the end of that scene, and you're gonna be impacted by the fact that they're about to kill the dog, who just dies at the end because he decides to die because they need an excuse for Butcher to go like, Homelander's dead, but I still want to release the virus. He's like, brother, make him be angry. Make the entire like second half of the season be Homelander's crazy. He's killing everybody. Everybody's afraid. Even the Homelander fans are afraid. Everyone's hiding in their homes. Fucking everything's wrong because we handled Homelander bad. Have it be that, and have it be the payoff. Have that be the episode where the flight video comes out, that after hunting the narrative, a few things managed to hunt the narrative, and it's like, that managed to hunt the narrative, and it just gets waved off at the very start of the story, of the season, and it's like, brother, what a missed chance. Have this be the moment where Homelander goes like, I have nothing to lose anymore. Literally, my family doesn't like me, the people don't like me, fuck it. It's scorched earth in this bitch. Everyone's dying. Oh, all of a sudden he would have like weight to him as an antagonist. I need to clean up my inventory. I may have to go upstairs to clean my inventory and put all of this in a chest. Man, I thought I would have way less amethyst. I still think I need a lot of amethyst because the base design that I have, like an idea of, he's gonna use a lot of amethyst and a lot of honey. So, hang in there as I continue to mine here. We're almost done. I think I've almost cleared this area. I should still keep going up to down, though. Up to down? Wasn't that like a place to download piracy? A few years back? I don't know if it's still up. So, what else was I saying? What else did I have to say about this show? So yeah, they blundered that. I think there were many spots to fix it. I think having episode 4 be like the turning point where the characters really start to lose it would have been the right decision. Let's talk Sage. Sage makes no sense this season. I cannot get over how little sense Sage makes, because she finally reveals her master plan. Her master plan is, I want to end the world and go bury myself in a bunker. That's, that's pretty iconic. Alright, I need to get myself upstairs to clean up my inventory, because this shit isn't going well. Her whole master plan is, I want to finish the world and use Homelander to do that. Why the fuck don't you just anger him and get him to kill everyone? Just poison him against people in general, but she doesn't do that. She's too busy pretending to be smart. Dude, every single plan, the smartest person in text, she's the smartest person in the world. She gets hired because she's oh so smart. In text, there's no one smarter than her. And yet not a single plan of hers throughout the show works out, except the one she does with Frenchie, who is not a smart character. Which, by the way, I do like that they ended him. Ending Frenchie was... don't break that. Ending Frenchie was not bad. I like that. I really liked Frenchie being ended. Alright. Back up I go to clean up my inventory a little. I think, like, Sage was such a blundered character because I don't think her main objective should have been to take over the world. I think her main objective should have just been to take over the Seven by, like, choosing everyone in the team. So I think her big objective throughout the show should have been get Homelander to kill all the other superheroes. So I'm like one of the only superheroes left. Basically, she should be like, the internal side of the struggle. Every now and then when you look into like historical genocides you realize there was someone in there who is part of the group that's getting genocided. And it's like, dude, Sage would have been a great character to show that. Hey, look, a lava lake. Sage would have been an awesome character to take that role. She would still be evil and antagonistic, but you could still have like the time to just sort her out accordingly. I think having given her time to like notice the flaws in her plan and revert, like, you know, pivot to another plan where she's helping the boys would have been really strong, like scripting and world building and shit. I think it would have been a good idea to have to do that, and I'm kind of sad that they just didn't, because there would have been a ton of benefits to her character, like fitting that role. It just kind of sucks that at the end of the day she's just written off as well. Randomly, she just loses her smarts and goes like, "I am happy now. Being stupid is happy." When it's like, what the fuck are you saying? What? How is being stupid the good ending? How is being stupid the good ending? Explained? Apparently it is. Somehow. Hmm. Oh, give me this copper. We can dump in here. This is temporary. I'm just dumping things in places so I can have more inventory space to fill it up with more garbage. Because that's how you Minecraft. That's how you Minecraft. You just fill your inventory with garbage all the time. All the time, and it never stops. What else is there to rant about? I mean, I think that Deep should have died way earlier. I think he was one of my favorite part of the shows, and I've seen a lot of people really like his season 5 appearances because it truly is like rubbing it in how pathetic as a character he is. But excuse me, I think I would have preferred he just died in season 3 or 4. I think he should have died in season 4. I think season 4 has no sauce. Partially because like who dies in it? And I think killing Mr. The Deep there would have actually been like the right move. He's just such an extra character that does nothing. He's just there for the lols, I guess. And he's easily the weakest character, like one of the weakest members of the 7. So it's like, I think he should have been killed way earlier. Just to really showcase how Homelanders like losing it and stuff. Because, you know, when A-Train dies, he's already flipped and whatnot and this and that. So you gave him time for a redemption arc. And the redemption arc works, so no complaints there. Meanwhile, with the Deep, you're just parading him around as like this funny bro dude to make jokes that aren't even funny. I definitely think they should have rewritten more of the narrative around the Deep dying, because the Deep deserved to die way early on. That would have kind of solidified the stakes better, would have given the audience a sense of progression. I always think to myself that the way they should have handled it is kill one of the 7 per season, ignoring Annie because she's not one of the 7. So you have 6 characters to kill. Homelander's the one who dies in season 5. You can still keep replacing the 7 with new people, but it's like they should have had a bit of a more genuine approach to that. Maybe you can switch it up, have like season 2 don't kill any of the 7, so in season 3 you can kill 2 of them, like they actually did it. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't bad at all. But I definitely feel like they were noticeably afraid to kill their characters, and it comes off wrong in the show. It affects the show in negative directions. Because something that could have been like a thing to fear every episode or every season is just a thing that happens occasionally now, because we diminished the disappearance and death of characters by immediately replacing them. I think that was what like one of the main blunders from the show that I noticed in season 2, right? I didn't mind it so much by replacing Storm, like one of the 7 people. with Stormfront, you know? Starlight with Stormfront, I think it was. I thought that was pretty good. Because that was always, like, hilarious in a way. But I think replacing the 7 immediately and not giving time for the, like, old characters to be missed in the group of antagonists, I think that's generally a negative that the show just keeps contesting with all the way up until the end. Where you have characters like Firecracker. Firecracker just... She could have been an interesting character this season because they could have introduced her. They could have shown us she's, like, easily disagreeing with half of the shit Homelander's saying, but she just is too devoted. She's too devoted to licking boots and sucking ass. And then have there be a few episodes of internal drama where she's, like, trying to undermine Homelander in a minor detail, thinking, oh, he's never gonna know. He's never gonna notice because this is such a minor thing that all I have to do is convince a few people I personally know that he's lost it. And then everyone's like, how can you just pretend that it's okay to just save us? You need to save the rest of the people. It's your job as a hero. And she's like, but I'm not a hero. I'm just there because Homelander's hot. That would have been a nice thing to build up until that one episode where I say, like, oh, they should have just killed everyone. And if she dies there, you would actually be impacted by her death. Instead, she comes in, she does something interesting, and dies that same episode. And it's like, no, no. No, don't do that. That's not the way you do it. That's not how you play the guitar on the MTV. Alright, I'm thinking, how do I harvest this? And it's either by scaffolding floors or by God. This just gives you quite a bit of shards, right? No. But this does make block of amethyst. Okay, yes. So I don't need to find more geodes. I can just farm these. I'm starting to think maybe I'm breaking the ones that aren't fully grown. Nope. Alright, well... Oh, I need to clean up a few things there. Hold on. Gimme, 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 gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. Oh no. TLDR or TLDH or whatever. I don't think they did the finale so bad. They definitely didn't do it so good either. They fucked up a lot of shit. And I think they didn't do a good job. But I think the show went downhill in season 6, in season 3. So it didn't exactly matter what they would do from that point on. I mean, it did matter. They could have still made a better 4th and 5th and 3rd season. But, like, it is true that the 4th season kind of stands out as the point where the show just has no return. It was leading up to the finale we got. I need to turn off the data pack. It was leading up to the finale we actually got from that point immediately. And it is a shame, but I don't think I can entirely blame them for the way the final season came out, because the problem begins away from the final season. It begins in the 3rd. Could have been recovered in the 4th, but now that you're at the final season, you got, like, you had your cake. Now it's time to eat it. Or something. I need to turn off the data pack. Alright, I'm putting some torches here because I'm trying to find a geode that should be around here. And quite visibly so. But now I have the entire cave following me. Die. How that hitting me was awesome. I don't know how I got hit there, but it was awesome. Oh, that's my bow. Don't break my bow. My bow that I just have so I can feel like a normal person, I guess. No, my real bow. Oh, maybe it's in this direction. Hold on. I know around here, there's another geode. There's like 5 geodes in this area. That's why I picked it, by the way. It's not just one. But we're only gonna mine one for now. I may mine another some other time though. Because I definitely think it's good for like yapping it up. Hmm. Give me this. This is a big ass cave, but I think this is too far away. Oh wait, never mind. It's here. I thought it was far away from the other geodes. I mean, I know there's no more geodes around here. But I have to find the other. I have to find the geode. I have to find the geode. I have to find the geode. What was I saying about the boys? I was saying something important that I forgot. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention how I definitely think it's better than the comics. That was a big important thing. Yeah, I am glad the show the ooh, my shield's gonna break here. Die, 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 die. Did I get the helmet? I got my coral crown. Wow. I honestly think they should just permanently retexture the crown. I need to turn off the data pack. And it's far away not to take damage, so who cares? I care. Oh, here's a geode. I just missed it like a douchebag. Alright. I think I run out of things to say. The boys, not that bad, but also not that good. I think many people want to blame the final season as a bad ending, but I think they fumbled something about the show way earlier, and it just could not recover for evident reasons, because how do you recover from a fumble that big? Such as season 3 and 4. So that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I think they could have done a better job. They didn't do a better job. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Now if you excuse me, I got another geode to open up. And oh boy, this one's gonna take another 30 minutes, isn't it? What did you think about the boys? That's the question I'm doing. Look at this. Look at this. I can't eat. I can't eat. I can't eat. I can't eat. See ya.